Hello again. Greg here. Today we're going to talk about something really important, and it's about maintaining your gear. Whether you're using modern cameras and Darkslides or period cameras and Darkslides like I do, gear maintenance is incredibly important, especially with period stuff, because replacement pieces can sometimes be very difficult to find, if not impossible. The wet plate collodion process is really hard on gear. Silver nitrate voraciously eats away at wood and metal and can really just destroy your gear. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you through my process of maintaining my Darkslides, and we'll see how that works. So let's get to it. It's vitally important to pay attention to the condition of your gear. Once or twice a year, I perform the following essential maintenance on my Darkslides. The first step is to inspect each Darkslide. I'm looking for problem areas that need attention. This Darkslide came to me in quite a state. I want to arrest the corrosion on these hinges so that I can continue to use it. The separation on the corner of this Darkslide will need some attention as well. I'm looking at the overall condition of the Darkslide and jotting down what needs attention on each one. With all the Darkslides inspected, it's on to cleaning. I'm using denatured alcohol and a green scrub pad here. I'll lightly scrub the Darkslide to get as much of the staining off without removing too much of the finish. It's important to remember that this will never be perfect. We just want to remove what we can. On the insides, in the corners of this rebate, I'll use earbuds. I'll also gently scrape off as much of this rust as I can. That's corrosion from silver nitrate. I'm not going to be able to remove it all, but I want to make sure I remove the loose stuff, and I'll seal it later. For this next step, I'll be using these two products, an all-natural beeswax paste and Renaissance wax. I'll use a rag to apply the beeswax paste to the inside of the Darkslides, paying particular attention to the rebate where the plate rests. To get into the corners, once again, I'll use earbuds. After letting this sit for a bit, it'll be wiped off thoroughly. You can also totally use Renaissance wax for this. The downside is that you may need to reapply it more often than you would the beeswax paste. The inside of the slider will get waxed as well, but the cloth bit will be treated with Renaissance wax. And the same as the beeswax, we're doing our best Mr. Miyagi, wipe it on and wipe it off. This slider can bind if the wood expands due to moisture or humidity. To wax these runners, I can use a number of things. Here I'm using beeswax paste, but in the past I've used Renaissance wax. And I also have a chunk of candle wax in my camera parts tin for emergencies out in the field. For the candle wax, it's really simple. I just run the piece of candle wax up and down the runner and slide the panel in and out a couple of times. It keeps the runners from sticking and keeps out the moisture. This is essential because if you have to struggle to slide the holder open, you can inadvertently move the camera and ruin your shot. I mainly shoot my portraits at a wide open aperture. This means my depth of field, the amount of the image that's in focus from front to back, is very small. So my camera adjustments have to be very precise. In the past, I've used polyurethane spray varnish for the outside of the Darkslides. But today, I'm using this beeswax paste. It worked really well on the inside, and I think it'll be great on the outside too. Same as with the inside, I'm going to apply the beeswax paste, let it sit for a bit, and then come back and buff it off. And in a fit of pique, I polish these brass bits with the Dremel. The last thing I'm going to do is mark the Darkslide with a bit of tape. This way I know which side is loaded. And that's all the Darkslides done. They look and perform so much better. There's some precautionary things that I can do to help maintain my Darkslides in between these maintenance cycles. The first thing I can do is wipe out the Darkslide after each exposure and clean the glass backer if I'm doing tin types. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that I wipe down the Darkslide in and out and then leave it out so that it can dry. So that's it. That's Darkslide maintenance. I do it once or twice a year depending on how much I shoot. These simple things are going to greatly increase the life of my gear and make my shooting that much easier to do and make the quality of my work that much better. I want to thank you for joining me, my precious patrons. You're the ones that make this possible. We'll see you in the next one.